Uh-huh. 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 Yeah. Blue skies. Sunshine. What a day. Let's take a walk.
Hello and welcome back to another long-awaited episode of the Weeb Squad podcast. I'm one of your four magnificent hosts today, Tyro.
It's your boy, He-Man, back from the dead, even though I didn't go anywhere.
It's me, Potato Nick. I'm back from nowhere.
Subbing off the bench, it's Robin.
Alright, thanks for joining us once again. Sorry about last week. We had some scheduling conflicts.
What about the week before that one?
We're bi-weekly, so we're fine.
Bye.
And then the week before that one?
Uh,
Got him.
Oh, there was a podcast that week. So
Press
yeah,
X
if
to-
we go week before that, then one before that, there was a podcast. Am I doing this? Am I thinking this right?
Press X to
Riveting
death.
Probably. Anyways, let's get right into it then. So let's go ahead and start with our story segment. I'm gonna start off today because I just want to get this one out in the air and done with because it's a toughie. So this happened this week, Monday to be exact. I'm going to my German class, which is in my school's library.
Oh no.
And there's this one door on the entrance to the library, which is heavier than all the other doors. And you constantly, if you sit there and watch it, literally everyone struggles with it. It's not like I'm that weak or anything.
Yeah, sure.
Like
Tiny
it probably
baby man.
it does contribute because I am very weak. But it's not like I'm like that sad about it. But anyways, the door's heavy. Everyone struggles with it. One day I'm going through there and some guy holds the door open for me and he struggles with it a little, but nothing too bad. I take it and I go to enter and then I see, there's a really cute girl there, like 9 out of 10 girl there. So I'm like, okay, I'll hold the door open for her and smile. So I kind of do the thing where I walk in the door and have the door at my left hand, my non-dominant hand as well, and try to hold it open with her or for her. And the door like pushes inward and I'm flat-footed on the ground and it kind of slides me into the building and closes behind me, and the girl just gives me this look, says whatever, and just walks through the other door.
What a soy boy.
Yikes.
And I told the story to the guys in my German group and they all understood and felt for me.
They're all
Understandable.
probably weak too.
Oh my lord, that's tough.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time I've embarrassed myself in front of a woman though, so,
You and me both.
and it won't be the last, so.
I guess I'll go. Well, you know how I have my new job, right?
Yeah.
Well, in this mean, cruel business world, I actually got laid off and lost my job to an illegal immigrant willing to work for less.
Oh,
So, yeah, that was tough. I mean, but you know what I did? I pulled my boots up, told him to F off, and I went right out the door and got a new job instantly. Well, I mean, what I did is I actually, my old job called me back offering me a better position, whatever. So I'm actually officially going back to them next week. I'm going to start working with them again. But for the time being, I did a little freelance welding work. I repaired some school buses for a local school. Just did a lot of repair work for people. The school buses was the biggest thing. I spent 3 hours on a creeper seat underneath a school bus, cutting off rusty bolts and welding sheet metal underneath it. Oh, it was a lot of fun. But that night, I went home and I literally fell asleep. I fell asleep for like 12 hours with ice packs on my arm and woke up just covered in just water because I forgot to take off the ice. So, I mean, that was lovely, but, it is what it is. Made a few extra bucks. But it's going to be good working again, and plus also, my old job, which I'm going back to, is right down the street, so it fits in better with my college schedule. Yeah, I'm going back to college, by the way, for EMT, paramedic, and firefighting.
Hey,
A little bit of a career change because I kind of
schoolboy.
like, as
Yeah.
much as I love welding. Welding as a career, it's not really my thing, so I'm shaking it up a bit. That's all.
There goes my hero.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of self power to actually go back to an old job. I don't think I'd do that. Be able to
Oh
do
yeah.
that.
Well, I think it
I
depends on how it ended.
Yeah, I mean, I
That's
left
true.
on good terms with them, and they told me, you're always welcome back. But I look at it this way: in the business world, there's no shame in going back to an old job. You're not, swallowing your pride. You're not giving up. It's just like you got to go where the money is, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
There's no shame in going where the money is. It's what you got to do.
Yep, that's true.
Exactly.
And I think I'll go next. On Valentine's Day, I didn't really have anything to do, a couple weeks ago on Valentine's Day. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna donate blood.
Wait, are you
because I'm gonna
telling
get
me?
something sucked today.
Ooh, are you telling me that the Potato Nick cannot get a girl?
I know it's surprising, but it's
I
true.
am shocked. Nice
I don't believe
dog. But
So,
oh, it's fine. Robin, while the dog's barking, do you want to tell your story?
no. I'm not done with my story.
Okay.
Okay. So I was donating blood, and I was doing like the forms to fill out when you're donating blood, and they're like, "Oh, you're eligible for automated blood donation. Do you want to do that?" And I was like, "Oh, sure." Now, for those of you who don't know about blood donation, automated blood donation is basically twice the amount of blood from the normal blood donation, but they put like stuff back in you so you don't like pass out or act all loopy. So I was like, it can't be that bad. So I decided to do automated blood donation, and I went to do it, and some bad stuff happened. I finished it, but like when they put in the needle, my arms, like where they put the needle, it started swelling up,
Swole.
and it started like swelling up, and then like later on down the line, I like moved my arm, and the needle like kind of lost position of like the good part of my vein. So I had to they had to like fix that up and like make sure like they put it back in the right place. And like the morning after I donated blood, there was like this like huge like bruise on my arm from where I donated. And I didn't even notice until I took it off the next morning. So yeah, that was fun. It was an experience though, but I'm not gonna do it again.
That's a good call.
I actually never gave blood before. I've always wanted to do it, but I always missed the deadline for the Red Cross.
Well, like not even like at a doctor visit, or just like
Nah,
for
never.
really.
I go to a
Yeah.
blood donation center.
I mean, the people who would get my blood, what have they ever done for me? So why should I donate to them?
Oh my goodness.
You can live vicariously through their blood.
Well, I can't. What am I, gay?
I'm
Alright,
also an
so-
organ donor, so I live vicariously through that. So
I ain't letting my guts touch some dead guy. That's gross.
Wait, what? The other way around. Alright. Anyways, I guess I'll go with my story. So this is it goes back like 2 or 3 years to my freshman year in college, and how I got like curved by this girl really bad. So I met her on Bumble, and like we were talking, and we seemed to share like similar music interests. So I thought it'd be cool. So like I asked her if she wanted to hang out on campus at the green space at night, just to kind of like chill. And it was pretty fun, and like we had a good time. Nothing really happened in the physical department, but I felt like we connected pretty well. And this was still freshman year, so like I was living on campus at the time. And then I don't know, for those of you at college, usually you can pay for a meal plan, and you get like discretionary dollars that you can spend at the like food places on campus. And so this chick, basically, I came to realize after like 2 other dates that she was just using me in order to get our version of Chipotle for free. And
Damn.
That hit me pretty hard because that had never happened to your boy before. So yeah, that was a rough one.
Oof.
Bro, you got used for chicken fajitas.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn.
So to all my brothers out there, has that ever happened to anyone in the comments section? Let us know.
Smash that motherfucking like button.
pretty sure-
Subscribe. Smash that like button.
I'm pretty sure for most of the people that watch this, never mind. I'm not gonna make generalizations.
It's your boy Icebox here.
They never
Yo.
even touched a boob.
Singular.
Anyways, let's move along. All right, this one, Lyndon asked this for our freaking viewer question section, but I thought it would be a good thing for a full-out discussion. So he asked, which is better at drawing out emotions, rock or rap? Very obviously targeted at dividing us. So I have a feeling me and Robin are on the rap side, and He-Man and Potato Nick are on the rock side. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We'll find out.
Yeah, but here's the weird thing. Both genres, they both have, rap has songs about partying and also struggles in the streets. And rock also has songs about partying and struggles and whatnot. So it's they're both divided half and half pretty evenly, I guess. I don't know, man.
I think it just depends on like your mood as a listener, like
I
how you're
guess.
feeling, and then what kind of emotions you want drawn.
It also like depends on like the song and like what you really like to listen to. Do you really like to listen to like sad music or happy music or whatever?
Yeah, I'm really overthinking this because like a song that popped up in my head was Ozzy Osbourne's "See You on the Other Side." And that's probably one of the saddest songs, and it gets me emotional because it's about coming to terms with like a dead friend. But then also you listen to rap. There's also like Tupac. Like I don't know a lot of Tupac songs, but he raps about dead homies and stuff, and they're both the songs go hand in hand. But then also you have songs like Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and then whatever rap song I guess you could say
In the name of love.
what's a good rap song about seducing women? I mean, I know there's a lot, but or just having a good time with girls, whatever.
Biggie,
I'm on a
boat.
Can't you see?
Yeah, that,
Sometimes
yeah.
your words just hypnotize me.
Exactly. It's like both go hand in hand. They both deliver the same message. It's just a different genre. Yeah.
I'm gonna take the bitch approach here. So like personally, my music preference is like I don't prefer rock over rap or the other way around. It's kind of like even, just depending on my mood. So I'd kind of pose it to be like, if you prefer rock in general, then rock is obviously going to be better at drawing out your personal emotions. And if you prefer rap, the same thing. As to whether or not like which one does it better, I'd say it just comes down to personal preference.
Yeah, because music taste really is such a personal thing. And I know we like to get in shitstorms over it, but most of the time those shitstorms are just memeing.
Yo, I'm so glad you guys have this view, because I was ready to like throw down, but like
What do you mean?
this is my exact view. So I honestly think that it's all up to listener discretion. Me personally, I'm going to get a sense of emotion from like "Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst" by Kendrick more than I am whatever rock song is of the same degree. But that's just because that's what I'm around more and I surround myself with.
Exactly.
And also it depends a lot on the artist as well, their ability to accurately portray their emotion through their song. Like I've heard, like Logic for instance, I think he does an awful job of portraying emotion in his song. He sounds like a robot the whole time. I don't get any feeling from him. I literally, when I listen to Logic, I feel like, oh, I'm listening to Logic rap. That's it. He's just rapping. He's not feeling, like
you feel like it's produced, not like made.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Then there's like rappers like just like I don't know, Joyner Lucas, he does a good job of storytelling with raw emotion around the whole basis of this is such an interesting concept. There's a single like dollar bill, I forget the exact amount. I think it was $100 bill or something, or 20.
Walk in the woods,
It
find
was
myself a dollar.
but he literally portrayed emotions from different parties just following this dollar bill who it was passed to, and it was that ability right there to portray that was just incredible to me. And I don't have any rock examples because again that's not my thing, but even like the emotion, like we're not even talking about sad emotion,
Yeah,
like
just in general.
like listening to like the Beatles for instance, because that's one of the few things I've listened to that's rock. Like I get really, it's a nice, really cheery vibe from them, like just all around. And
even not all their music is very cheery.
yeah,
Like I think, yeah.
and like I don't know, just there's so many different emotions you can portray, and it's all up to the artist for one to be able to portray emotion, and it's also up to the listener to be able to take in that emotion and like for it to resonate within them.
I think it's also up to the album too, because the album,
Mm.
some albums have like certain like moods and like themes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it also comes down to just like both, styles of music, rock and rap. They both have like multiple subgenres of music.
Oh yeah.
So some like rap would be more, those kind of genres would be more skewed towards like partying, while other rocks could be more skewed to like, just like alternative, and you're kind of like a little bit feeling a little depressed or down. You put on some Nirvana or something. Like, it just depends so much that I don't think you can say which one's better out at drawing emotions in general, more of which one it's better at drawing emotions out of the individual.
This is a deep conversation.
I know.
Music is a very deep topic.
I was legit ready to like just abandon my actual view and just meme it up with like rap is better, Tupac is better than Metallica or whatever bull crap I could think of.
Still alive.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
he was on iCarly.
Would you guys rather listen to simplistic beats and talking or raw talent? No, come on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because I wanna hear repetitive guitar chords and Viking screaming, of course.
You're so wrong.
Hey, what's wrong with Seven Nation Army White Stripes? Hey, come on.
All right. Well,
let me just press the same piano key 3 times and talk.
Yeah, why are you hating on Kanye Runaway?
Hold up! Shut your mouth about Runaway. That's one of my favorite songs. Okay.
Let's have a toast for the douchebag. And they swear all the time. How provocative. Oh my lord. How can you listen to that?
No.
Rock swears all the time. Have you heard Avenged Sevenfold?
Oh, Avenged Sevenfold, the McDonald's of rock music.
Oh my goodness.
Damn.
Yeah, 5 Finger Death Punches in the McDonald's. They're more like Burger King.
All right, no
Fucking
blame.
Sevenfold
No
is
blame.
the McDonald's of rock music.
You can't ignore that we have a Death Grips fan club section in our Discord.
That's
Hey,
the best of both worlds, bro.
Death Grips isn't music, it's art. Okay? Let's get that out of the way.
It's
Listening to
an
Death Grips
experience.
Listening to Death Grips is like putting your head through a Jackson Pollock painting, like just bashing your head against the concrete behind it. That's what Death Grips is.
I showed my brother Death Grips and he downright hated it. It was so funny. He's like, "What is this supposed to be?" And I said, "It's like metal punk rap fusion." And he's like, "Well, it sounds like shit."
It gave my girlfriend a headache, and she refused to talk to me for the rest of the night when I showed it to her. Because we were listening to like she's really big into show tunes because she's a big theater person. So we were listening to Greatest Showman, Frozen, Mulan, all that crap. I'm like, "Hey babe, can I play some of my music now?" And I freaking play Spread Eagle across the block. She just gets the worst headache. It just gives me the cold shoulder the rest of the night. So now I'm like, wow, this is what Death Grips does to people.
Did
man.
you tell her it was for the meme?
No, I told her I legit like this stuff.
It isn't for the meme, Robin. It's never for the meme with death
It's
grips.
for the
Alright, alright.
soul.
Yeah, you're right.
It's for your heart.
Yeah, I legitimately like Death Grips. Like,
Oh god, I love
their
them.
drums just make your heart race, and the synths are so freaking catchy. Like, all the synth chords are fantastic. And something about MC Ride's voice, it's like he uses it like another instrument. It's not like a vocalist. He's like a second synth line, basically.
It makes you feel crazy also, and it's a
Yeah.
good thing about it.
It legit gets your heart pumping. Like, I would lift to that music if I lifted.
Like when I listen to No
And maybe
Love,
after
it's
the
just like,
door,
oh,
I
Lord.
should start lifting or something. But
After the door, you just walk up to that door, just blasting Death Grips, and just make all the panties drop.
I hold it open wide for everyone for an hour. Just like let people line through. Like, yeah.
Meanwhile, Deep Web is blaring, giving people heart attacks.
Tyro was never the same after the incident.
For the
Oh
door.
my god.
So, Too Long Didn't Read Death Grips is the best at drawing out emotion.
Yes.
Yeah, Death Grips is
Yeah,
the best
okay.
genre.
All
Fuck rap. Only Death Grips.
All right. Glad we came to consensus. Anyways, the next one we're probably not. This one.
Oh man.
Like I thought this was gonna be the like knife through the podcast, but so far so good. Anyways,
Yeah,
as we know,
good.
as we know, recently there was the school shooting in Florida. I forget the exact town. And Parkland. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways, that happened. Kid got bullied too much, I guess. Said enough and ran through the building with the AR. Anyways, we're sad about the victims. If any of them happen to watch this, we truly feel for you and your experience. Anyways, so now like 90% of the questions after the shooting were our thoughts on gun control. So we're gonna talk about.
So we
our
had
thoughts
to
on
do
gun
it to him.
control.
We had to do it to him.
Yeah, we had to do it to him.
All right. So who wants to start off? With...
All right, I got this. I got it.
All right.
All right. So going to the school shooting. So one of my friends that I met online a bunch of years ago, he actually went to that high school when he was like growing up. So like I got like an opinion from him, and like it was super weird hearing about it. How he was talking about how like it's so like, we're so like washed and desensitized over it because there's been so many school shootings, at least in our like lifetimes through our adolescence. But it really doesn't really hit home until like you realize that it happened to some place where you actually like are familiar with or you went to. It gets like pretty real. But going to just like gun control itself, I'm kind of the firm belief that I feel like everyone has the right to protect themselves, with a gun, as long as they go through like the right process. Except I feel like I have to personally draw the line when it comes to like just automatics or semi-automatics for like the general public personally. And I feel like the problem is not really more on gun control, but about like psychological help.
All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how like everybody feels. Like no matter what, like Republican, Democrat, whatever you are, it's just like I'm pretty sure everybody agrees on adding the mental health screen to the gun buying process. Like everybody wants that. And of course there are, more things and stuff like that people want to, but like, the mental health, that's like a thing that both parties agree on.
I do want to bring up the fact that last year Donald Trump's administration actually did repeal something along the lines of
they did.
Mentally challenged people could own guns or something. If I remember right, that was done under his administration.
That's true too.
That doesn't look very good, but
that's because he's a rogue Republican. Donald Trump isn't even a Republican. He's just
he's
not a fucking madman.
But anyways, so I love how liberals like will say, how dare those Republicans want everyone to have guns or whatever, and then on the flip side, like Republicans will be like, oh, those dang Democrats want to take away all guns. Like, neither of those are true. Like,
Yeah.
people
My
on the
gosh.
other spectrum just don't understand the people on the other side at all. Because they're so busy with their identity politics where, oh, you're a liberal, your opinion doesn't matter. Oh, you're a conservative, your opinion doesn't matter. Rather than trying to meet in the middle and come up with some reasonable legislation about the situation. Like,
Yeah.
Spoken
Other-
like a true liberal.
I'm a
the thing is-
freaking centrist.
Yeah,
like,
I'm a centrist. Try to debate me, kid.
Well, no, the thing is, it's so because we have a two-party system like that, is in itself lies where the problem is. So, like, it doesn't matter if the Democrats or the Republicans come to the floor with something that's beneficial. Each side is going to be like, "Oh no, a Republican suggested that. Let's knock it down. Oh, a Democrat suggested.
It's
Oh, that's bad
stupid.
for
I
us."
hate it.
Exactly.
So that's where the big problem is. And then it also doesn't help that we have people putting the blame on just like, oh, like there's nothing we could have done when there actually is something that could be done. It's just we're not doing it.
Everybody wants to blame something.
Exactly.
That's true.
So, anyways, my radical centralist approach to gun control is based off of what my good friend Roy believes. And my good friend Roy has guns. Lots
A
of
lot
them.
of them from what we hear.
And he believes it should be like a driver's license, right? If you have to take a test, waste a big chunk of your time at the DMV to get a driver's license. And then if you want to drive like a truck, for instance, you have to take another test and another big chunk of your time. And if you want to drive like a hazmat truck, and even another test and more chunks of your time and a fee. They got fees and paperwork and time and tests and all this stuff. I believe that it should be like that with guns. Like if you once you're 18, you can get a license for a gun, go through mental health screening for one, criminal background checks, all the 9 yards. And then you can own a small gun, like a hunting rifle, not a concealable gun, not a concealable until you're 21, because I think that's law here. I don't know about elsewhere, but like a hunting rifle would be fine at age 18, because if you do decide to go madman with a freaking hunting rifle, you probably won't make it too many people.
But still, one person is enough, Jonathan.
I know, but I mean, you can't ban cars because people die from cars.
That is true.
Yeah.
So start off with something simple like a hunting rifle at 18, and then when you're 21, you're eligible to take another test, go through more screening, more background checks, more time out of your day, more tests. And then, now you can get a concealable, like a pistol or I think a shotgun is classified as concealable without the stock. Then, a few more years down the line, I don't know, 26 something. Then, I can take more tests. I can pay more fees. I can all the beautiful stuff I mentioned earlier. Okay, now I can get like a semi-auto or something, because if I'm going through all this trouble, then it's clear I need it for... I think ARs are popular in hog hunting, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they are. Because an AR is considered a varmint rifle.
Yeah, they're popular with hog hunting because they're fast or something, and it's easier to knock them... Anyway, I don't know about the exact ages. You could argue for 32, because that's when you can run for president. But even then, age restrictions, more tests, more screening, all very reasonable. I don't see why not if you can do that for cars. Also, for one, I know the FBI and the police were notified of this kid well in advance. This just points to my strong belief in criminal justice reform. and that officers were seen fleeing the scene or hiding. That is unacceptable. If you were a police officer, you should be doing your freaking job and going in and trying to save as many lives as possible. And if people are afraid of a gun as a police officer, you should not be a police officer. It's like that with the unarmed killings as well of minorities. Like, if you're that afraid, don't join the force. Or the force should do a better job of preparing you for that situation, which is, I think training needs a whole overhaul to be prepared to use non-lethal force in most situations, unless it should be a last resort. The problem with our police officers is they go in thinking, oh, I have a gun and I can just shoot them, but that should be the last resort. I don't even think, like England, I don't think they're even allowed to carry firearms on them.
I don't believe they are, but they also
certain officers are.
Yeah, but like the general like officer like walking about, I don't think has one, but they're armed with like a baton and a taser.
They're called the bobbies.
Yeah. But they also have really strict like gun laws though. So
yeah.
That because of how we have the NRA, and it'd be really impossible to implement those kind of things currently. And I think like you're completely spot on with the way like you were talking about the licenses, like Class A driving license and stuff like that. I think it's perfect. It's just I just feel like it's going to be hard in order to get it passed.
Oh yeah, it's incredibly hard because parties can't freaking agree on anything.
And then I think we also need to do a better job at investigating the corruption in Parkland, because there's been a lot of stuff released about like the sheriff getting like 14 calls from people saying that this kid has like been acting weird, and the police being notified before the shooting and them not showing up, and then something to do with like the mayor and school funds. It's just, I definitely recommend reading into it.
Denmark.
Yeah, I definitely read into it if I was, curious about it.
My last point I want to make real quick is also, I do not believe schools do enough for mental health. And as someone who's had friends self-harm, struggle with depression and other mental health issues, I believe that schools should try to put an even further foot into the door for these problems and offer more help in areas necessary. That requires some reform in the education field, but I do think that that is also absolutely necessary, and this situation raises that thought as well.
Yeah.
It's a hard subject to talk about.
It really is, but sometimes, people just need
you gotta answer the hard.
Sometimes people just need to shut up with their stupid political parties and think of what's better for everyone.
What are your thoughts on it, Kennedy? I don't know if you said.
I don't like guns.
Okay, the hard questions with the hard answers.
He's raised in the Big Apple. He sees guns every 2 feet.
Not really.
Stereotyping much?
I don't think like guns are even allowed here. It's very like rare to see a gun unless you see like a police officer. I don't know. I'm not one to talk about this. I'm not political.
Understandable.
Also about AR-15s in general. What about people wanting to ban the AR-15 just because it's the gun that's been used in the most school shootings?
I think that's really naive and idiotic, and it doesn't really accomplish what we should be trying to accomplish using, this shooting as another example of what we need to do for the country as a whole.
Exactly.
I think it's a fair sentiment to make, but it's also kind of not well thought out. I do think there are countries that have very strict gun laws and they have very low violent crime rates.
Japan's a perfect example for that.
Yeah. Japan has the strictest thing I think out there, and they have very low.
Singapore is probably the strictest, but yeah.
You gotta pass a background check, drug test, and pass a shooting test with like 95% accuracy. You can only own shotguns and pistols, and they have to be stored in a locked safe separate from the ammo. And plus, also the police have to come check up once a year, and it could be random. Not to mention, also culture plays a big factor in the places like American culture. Like the whole Second Amendment thing. People are self-entitled about guns and whatnot. When you look at Japan's culture, it's just like I remember seeing this video on Facebook that I'm quoting. I was just like, violence isn't tolerated in Japanese culture, and that's why they have such a low violent crime rate. It's because it's also, like a culture thing also. Here in America, we're taught to defend ourselves, and that's why we have the Second Amendment.
Not really
and,
anymore.
It's like violence is okay. Well, I mean,
have you seen those? What are they called? The zero tolerance rules in schools. Have you heard of those?
Absolutely retarded, but yeah.
Yeah, where even if you like to throw a punch like in defense, like in a school fight,
fucking stupid.
You get in trouble now.
Like if you're getting bullied
too well though.
Like if you're getting bullied and you like tell the teacher that you're getting bullied and they don't do anything and then you're getting bullied and you protect yourself, you get the same punishment as the fucking bully. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
That's why shootings happen.
I think I agree 100% that it's a culture thing because that our culture will never allow the AR-15 to get straight up banned. Yep. I do actually agree with Trump's sentiment to ban what are they, bump stocks? Yeah. That's smart. The other thing about arming teachers is not so smart.
Oh no.
Yeah, my dad's a teacher and he talks about that all the time and just how ridiculous it is because the state, we can't even afford to give teachers like pencils and books, and now you want to give them, Glocks
and training.
Not to mention, there's already like trained officers killing unarmed minorities. Can you imagine some of those Southern teachers? Like the one that had the like white supremacist podcast. Like,
oh my God.
Have you heard about that?
Yeah. I heard about
that.
Just imagine a teacher like popping a cap in them and then like throwing their other gun in his bag and say, "Oh, he had it," something along those lines.
James, are you kneeling for the Pledge of Allegiance?
All right.
The bell don't dismiss you. My Glock does.
Oh, Jimmy, where's your homework, Jimmy?
Instead of arming every teacher, we should arm every student to protect themselves.
Yes. All hail King Killmonger.
Oh God.
Well, I think it's just ridiculous. Basically, you're asking a teacher to. You're like, hey, you need to take on this role of being someone to protect the students from a potential shooting when that's not in their contract. That's not what they're told to do. They're told to educate.
Teachers should be the judge, jury, and execution.
Teachers are told to educate the youth population of America. That's what they do. It's not, hey, if there's a school shooting, you have to give your life to save all the children. That's not required of them. You know what I mean?
Plus,
so trying to expect that of them and then also arming them, it's just like, it's ridiculous.
Plus, teachers aren't like soldiers or like cops. They're fucking tough. A lot of them probably fear death.
Yeah, like I'll use my dad as an example. He's a biology teacher at a high school, and like in the event of a shooting, I hope God forbid he's ever in one, but like if one was to happen, what is he supposed to do? Because my dad was never in the military. He never was a cop or anything. What's he supposed to do with like 30 scared children and he just has a Glock, like, and he's just in full panic mode? Like, what the hell is he gonna do? There's just no way. There's just no way that'll work.
Yeah, I think that's the stupidest sentiment. I don't think it's the stupidest thing Donald Trump has ever said, but it's up there.
Yeah, trying to get rid of violent video games is probably the stupidest.
Oh yeah, I can't stand people like that.
Wait,
movies and video games are the problem. Yeah,
oh, Lord.
He met with video game developers actually to talk about it. Like that's how. Like there are
that's
millions.
Just censorship of media.
There are millions of people that play freaking Fortnite a day, and you don't see them coming to school and shooting them up because they were playing them Fortnite.
Dropping from the sky with
they had to drop out of a bus first.
Well, like it's the same Cheeto that's like So let's violent video games are the problem, but let's cut spending from medical, like in psychiatric help, and give it to defense. Like it makes no fucking sense. But
Everything's going backwards.
that's another topic though.
Yeah.
Hell, they're making fucking schools about playing video games professionally. Like, what the fuck?
Full Sail University.
Video game high school.
No,
Sword Art Online.
What the fuck? So now we're on the topic of anime now. Speaking of
Video
anime,
Game High School isn't an anime. It's by Freddie Wong.
I know it's the Freddie Wong YouTube series.
God, I wish that were me.
Oh, God, I wish that-
Yo, Robin would be
Oh.
killing it in Video Game High School.
You know, I'd be dating the hot cheerleader.
Yeah.
Except
I'd only
I
play
wouldn't be
Fortnite.
hot if she's playing video games. Am I right, boy?
All right, let's move on to our next topic. It seems like we've wrapped this one up. So next up is Railbait dead. What are your thoughts
Thank
on
God.
What are your thoughts on Railbait's declining server population?
Honestly, I think we're kind of the reason Railbait's dead is because we haven't been playing.
Elaborate, please.
I mean, let's be honest, Tyro, you're the freaking ringleader of that server. Let's be real here.
Yeah, this is your
Like,
fault.
nobody plays on that server unless you or the other members of the Weeb squad are on. You're kind of like not the boast or anything, but you are kind of like the most famous guy on that server and kind of the hype man. Whenever like any of us are on the server, we're like the Weeb squad. We're the ones with like the most personality. You have me on there. I'm cussing and yelling at everybody. Tyro's, the narcissistic. You got Robin, the insane sniper main. Potato Nick laughing up a storm. Making everyone else laugh.
Tyro is the
It's
pillar
like-
of the community.
Exactly. Like that. It's like it's just like without the Weeb squad there, the server is who else is gonna be there? Who else?
A Poland ball.
No. No.
Poland ball, yeah.
Like, exactly. No. Like we're the ones with the most personality. So without us on the server's dead. And since we haven't been on there in weeks, every time I go on TF2 to play a quick payload game or whatever, I look on my favorites list. I see Railbait. There's probably only like 4 people on at the most,
yeah.
to be honest. Yeah. So I guarantee if we were to go on there, probably like not right now because it's kind of late, but like tomorrow around like after school time, I bet that server will be packed.
I want to
Yeah, maybe it'll be an experiment.
explain my thoughts on it. So I do agree with your sentiment about the Weeb squad, how a big draw of Arena is its community. And so like if people don't see familiar faces like me, like Potato Nick, like he, all of you guys, all the guys in the Weeb squad, if people don't see them on, they don't go on because no one I know is there, and that's one of the main draws. Another thing is, when Toxin made his server, I wouldn't say it split the community in half, but it clearly made 2 groups of people. It made the casual, just for laughs players like us on one side, on the Railbait side, and it kind of took all the people that really try, and I hate calling them tryhards because I mean they are.
Everyone tries hard.
They are
Everyone
trying.
They are, but okay, the tryhards are like Toxin's group, and they all went to 404 when it was populated. Now it's not, obviously, either. And I feel like those people don't want to swallow their pride and come back. Like, I see Toxin come on, and whenever he's on, he's a big negative Nancy, doesn't do his moderating job. He does nothing but yell at other players and type negative things because
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
he doesn't want to swallow his pride and admit, my community, I don't even want to say lost because it didn't lose. It just never won. And like, so that part of the community has been kind of ostracized because they know that they'll will bring out the 404 memes, like if they come back or whatever. And then the casual fans, like, for one, other games are popular: Fortnite, League, Overwatch. I don't know what else. They might play those games because
Block and load.
block and
Oh
load.
God.
They might play those games because that's what's popular and that's what their friends are doing. And you know, they might not want to come on Arena because, again, we're not there. No one funny's on. Like, that was I've played a few times in the past week, and you know, I always come on and, oh, it's Poland Ball and Logic. I'll join because Logic's there, and Logic will play a few rounds, realize this isn't funny, perhaps, because it's just freaking Poland Ball or Illuminat on the mic, and it sucks. So so he'll leave, and that'll be like, oh, Logic left, there's no reason to stay, and I'll leave, and then it goes back to having 6 out of 24 players or whatever. So I do think that both of those things, along with the a little testing period of the rotation, I feel like that rotation period, like, showed the regulars, wait, there's other things on this game besides Arena 2 Fort.
That is
And
true.
once they got a taste of freedom from that cramped little map, they thought, wow, there's so much more to discover. And they probably are playing Jailbreak right now, bro. They're like exploring every map the game has to offer. They're done with the arena. So
Railbait is, it's the mother hen. It brought everyone together, and then they realized that there's a big world out there, and we just gotta let them fly. You know what I mean? If that means that the server's dying, I think it just happens.
I feel as if the server, I mean, the games like generally have like a slow decay over them, especially Team Fortress 2, getting like little to no updates for like a while. I'm surprised the server didn't die then, but the server dying now. I have to like emphasize this, that we're not the only people who like are friends like on the server. Like, there's like probably like a couple other people who are like friends who like on the server or have their own groups, and they probably do play other games like Jonathan said, like Fortnite and Black.
like, there's Depression's group of awful people that
the
no one
entire
likes.
Weeb squad.
Yeah.
Weeb squad that has a Weeb squad member in it.
I think this comes down to, like, if the server doesn't have a lot of people aren't going to waste time trying to populate it. If people come on and they see the server has like 12, 14 people, they'll stop by, they'll play. But if people see that it has like 4 or 6, no one is going to take the time to just kind of sit there and wait for it to populate, because it might not. And I think that's like the main issue as to why it's been dead currently.
Yeah, I think like a big group has to go on there at the same time. Then that gets the ball rolling.
Hey, there's 4 people on right now. It's not completely dead.
All right. Well, I guess that's our thoughts on it. So we'll move into our next segment, the viewer questions. Thanks again for sending these to us, guys. We appreciate it. I know it's been a while, and you might feel like, oh, it's not worth it to ask these, but do send in more. We love talking these. So let's start with the first one. What country would you travel to if you had the chance? Want to just go down in the Discord order?
Yeah, sure. That's a no-brainer, man. Ireland, like, hands down. That's where my family originates from. It's beautiful. It's my home culture. I just gotta visit the family homestead someday. And also not just Ireland, but also just the British Isles, England, Scotland, Wales, just all around there. Just bool it up, you know how it is.
All right. Well, sadly, I cannot pick Wakanda, as I would like to.
Oh my god.
Hail King Killmonger. Anyways, so I would actually say South Korea. South Korea just seems like such an enigma to me. It's a literal whole utopia of good internet and video game culture. And there's good food, I hear. The economy's booming over there. They just had the Olympics there, and now they're having the League of Legends World Championships there, which is way more important. So I feel like it would be really cool to visit South Korea, and plus, just the like high of being on the brink of death across the border would be enough to get the
There's a
blood
high.
pumping, bruh. Heck yeah,
Every
you'd
day
always
is an
be in
adrenaline
fear. Yeah,
I mean, if you
it's
want
like
that, you
a
just
it's
come
like
to
an
New York.
eternal roller coaster up there.
Oh my god.
Dude, you didn't even mention the K-pop women. Dude.
Oh
That's
my
like
goodness!
The number one
I
attraction.
honestly, I don't think I could say this.
The
Don't.
idols.
Okay.
Wait. Is the reason you said South Korea because like a couple of days ago I was like, "Yo, anyone want to come with me to South Korea?"
No,
is
I've
it
actually
different?
had this sentiment that if I ever like moved countries, it would be either Canada or South Korea.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
And Canada's
Canada.
boring because it's easiest.
It is.
I mean that's basically everyone's.
It's
fucking
probably
sentiment.
it's
Fucking
probably the
United States.
easiest like country to assimilate into being a U.S. citizen. Like,
Unless it's Quebec.
yeah, maybe I think Toronto would be the easiest place to settle in because it's like a second New York, but in Canada and not as big.
Nova Scotia is beautiful though.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to go like to Europe. I don't
Mm.
really know specifically where, but like where there's like this cool where there's some castles or something. Because I really like medieval culture, and I like castles and like
Germany
medieval-
has fantastic
That's it.
castles. I've been to Germany like twice in my life. Once when I was a little baby, so I don't remember. But when I was like a teenager, I went, and they have beautiful castles. Beautiful castles.
I just
Yeah,
like to
it'd be like Germany, Sweden, that area.
I just like to go like to Germany, like no, not Europe in general, because you have like cool weather and stuff like that.
Europe
That's
is
pretty
like
much it.
small enough to where you can visit a different country in like a few hours. Like it's like a 2 hour drive to France from Germany or something like that.
Another positive, great. I don't really have anything else to say. I don't know a lot about the world. I'm a stupid American.
America, big brain. So for me, I've thought about this a lot. I honestly can't pick one, but I have four. The first one, Italy. I'm Italian, but I've never been. You know, it's like I'd love to go. Second one, Japan. Self-explanatory.
Weeb.
Third one, South Korea. I'm really more leaning towards South Korea right now as like the next place I visit. And then fourth is Slovenia. I love the scenery in Slovenia. It's beautiful, and I'd love to just go there
And eat sausage.
and maybe possibly. Yeah, and honestly, if I had to pick like a country that like I've never been to, like where would you live if you could live in a different country? It'd probably be Slovenia.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like me and you in South Korea, and then
Hey,
like
it could be a thing. It could be a
like
thing. That's all. I'm
Second
like
annual Weeb
we go to
squad.
the South Korean bars or whatever, and you walk up to some girl and say, "Hey, my buddy thinks you're cute," and I'm over there all pudgy and
And you're over there, you can
Dude,
barely
Nuke
open the
drops
door.
on you from King Jong Un.
Dude, I will wingman for you so hard. We got-
Yeah, I could do the thing where I steal a girl's purse and then you like punch me and then you.
Oh.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Here's your
You've been
purse
watching-
back.
You've been watching too much anime.
God.
Jonathan would be behind the door. You could like see his face on the glass because he can't open it.
I just watch every encounter Robin has. I never get anything.
Shit, bro.
All right, next question. So, what is something you want to see in your lifetime that might not happen? Reverse order. Robin, start us off.
What is something I would like to see in my lifetime that might not happen? I'd like to see everyone in the world as a whole, get out of this kind of crisis what we're starting to face, where we're relying too much on our oil reserves and coal, and they're drying up, and we don't have a solid plan for renewable energy, and also we have a potential water crisis in the near couple decades. I'd like to die knowing that the world
I'd
is
like
gonna.
to die.
No, yeah. Pause. And then I'd like to die knowing that the world is not gonna get fucked from just like energy crisis or like water crisis. Those are like the two things.
It's something a liberal would say.
Oh God. Do we have to post the background of the video just be like that chart? Of all, like,
Lion of Sparta is like seething right now. He's like out there like fuming with rage for no reason. So the guy next to him's like, "What's wrong, man? What's going on?" And Lion of Sparta is just like, "Someone's being a liberal somewhere."
It's like,
I can feel it.
That thing in SpongeBob where he eats the snail poo and he's like, "I sense disturbance."
Oh shit.
Why she eats snail poo?
But yeah, that would probably be mine. I know like a lot of people want to say like Mars, but I feel like before we're trying to branch out to Mars, we should probably make sure the Earth is okay first.
Nah. Fuck all of that. I want to see the sun explode. Real talk. I want to see it all end. I want to know everyone is fucked. Ever since I've had that one dream of like the nuclear bomb in New York, I've kind of been fixating on the world ending. It's kind of depressing.
You've been playing Fallout.
It's kind of
that is depressing.
It's kind of depressing, but it's kind of interesting at the same time. When everyone is just fucked, the exact opposite of Robin's sentiment.
I hope you can live a couple billion years, but
I mean, I am immortal, but
Yo, what's the secret?
Pizza.
Yeah.
That New York lifestyle.
None of that Domino's shit.
All right. Well, other than world peace, Mars, and virtual waifus,
they're right here.
Virtual wife.
My answer would have to be for Kendrick Lamar to win a freaking Album of the Year Grammy. Please let it happen.
For me, hands down, dude, witnessing aliens.
Oh,
like
yeah.
hands down, just other life out there coming. Not even coming to Earth, but just being out there, just solid evidence that they're out there. Like, that'd be the coolest thing in the world. Like that'd be so great to see.
I mean, I'm sure they're out there. The universe is infinite.
Oh, there's no way they're not out there. But the fact that it's like, if we ever come in contact with them, that'd be the greatest thing ever.
I'm just picturing that picturesque moment of like the cliche, like the singular UFO like lands at the White House and like the aliens like come out and it's like broadcast on national TV and shit. Like, yeah, I feel you.
This is a perfect segue to our next question. What are your thoughts on space exploration?
I'm all for it, man. I want a galactic conquest. I want there to be space marines. Extend
StarCraft a reality.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like Warhammer. Space Crusaders.
Kill the heretic.
Extend the border to fucking Mars.
I'm all for space exploration. As a religious person myself, I think it's beautiful seeing what wonders are out there.
True.
That God created all that. And that's my personal belief. But yeah, I think it's just like the what was it, the Hubble space telescope, that thing. I saw a documentary of that when I went to the Smithsonian, and oh my goodness, some of the shots are beautiful, and it's just fantastic, like seeing all that
one right now.
Oh yeah, I know, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's gonna be hype.
I like space exploration. I think it's cool. I think we're a long ways away from light speed though. Like once we get past the speed of light, I think everything is solid, but it's gonna be a long ways away. I could tell.
Hmm.
But once we get there, and once we're able to go beyond the stupid Milky Way shit, we'll see the good shit. You know, we'll see like some Rick and Morty shit. I'm
Oh my
talking
God.
about jelly planets, fucking jelly planets, my dude. Think about it. Oh man, jelly planets.
I think space exploration is really important. You know, it's definitely something that is worth investing in and working towards. It's like basically it's like the very far future of our civilization as a whole. I feel it's basically related to space exploration. As to whether there are aliens, I'm team hashtag alien titties. You know, there are aliens out there. I believe that. I think it's just important to note, like, if for people that don't think there's could be possibly aliens, it's just like think about how far technology has come in the last 200 years, and just imagine like what a civilization could do with we are like a couple like thousands of years in the future. Just think about that. It's like trying to imagine that somewhere in our expanding space that we're the only ones is just like unlikely. You know what I mean?
You have to keep in mind that aliens probably aren't what we think they are. They're probably like something like beyond our comprehension, like clouds. Clouds could literally be aliens.
They could be.
That
They're
was
just
in Futurama, so it is in our
it's not an
comprehension.
imagination.
That's true.
Yeah.
But like clouds made of plastic or like metal.
Well, you just thought of it, so it's in your comprehension.
Everything. He's in your head. He's in your head.
All right, next topic will be if you could duplicate the talent of anyone in the world, like take anyone's talent for yourself, basically. Whose talent would it be and why? Let's go in reverse order so Robin kick us off.
I mean that's kind of hard. Personally, I if I could have the talent of anyone, would it be like I'm myself right now, currently, and I have that talent right
Yeah.
now, even if that talent is like built up over like the accumulation of like their
Yeah.
years. I'd hmm.
So like, for you, you could pick like Kenny S or whatever and be the best sniper of all time and everything.
Okay. I'd probably have the just more for the knowledge and expertise as you know, like a college student, you know, about to come out into the world. Warren Buffett, personally, like all of that talent, that knowledge, that wisdom, that experience, you know, having all of that, I feel like that would just set me up for like immediate success, and you know, it'd probably put life on easy mode, personally.
That's lame. I think I saw videos online of
Thank
like
you.
people like creating fire with their hands. I'm sure that's real, so I want their power because that sounds cool.
Oh my God.
Just think about
Yeah.
it. Today
Mine
is
was
a
pretty
very
lame.
cold that today is
Robin's like, yeah, I want vast knowledge and oh man, I want to be able to know everything. And
I want
Kennedy's like, I
millions
want to
of
be
dollars.
a firebender.
I want millions of dollars, possibly billions. Kennedy, yeah, but I want to shoot fire from my fucking hands, bro. Like, fuck off.
yeah, would you not?
What are you gonna do?
About it.
Me in a fight. I got fire from my hands. You're done. That's easy.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. It's a cold day today. You know, I'm in the middle of a nor'easter. I just get fire from my hands and be like, oh, I'm so
Save
warm
money
now.
on cigarette lighters or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Crap. I had mine, and then the freaking fire thing caught me off guard, and it absolutely slipped my mind. Hold on a sec.
All
Let
right,
me
let,
think.
let Dylan go then.
Yeah. Go, Dylan.
Straight up, I'll take LeBron James basketball skills. Straight up, dude. I'd love to just, get out on the court and just hoop and just dunk on people with oh God. Not only would it be fun, but then I'd have like the talent and be in the NBA and just make multi-millions of dollars while having fun. It's just like, come on, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want LeBron's skill? Let's be real.
It definitely passed my mind originally. Like I gotta admit.
I remembered mine thanks to Dylan. So mine would have to be. I want Metro Boomin's ability to beat make. I feel like he has such a great musical depth to be able to put out that much quality like rap instrumentals throughout the like what years he's been doing it. And he's young and he has this incredible talent to put his thoughts into a my biggest problem, which is why I can't produce rap beats, is that I can't put my thoughts onto the program. He has this wonderful talent of doing exactly that. He puts his thoughts onto the program and makes it work, and he makes bangers. He makes beautiful songs like Diamonds Dancing. He makes it all. And I wish I could do that so much. I would pick Metro Boomin for mine. Alright, our last question. And then we'll song recommendation it up and wrap it up. This one's asked by our very own Zam the Man.
Christ.
What is your price, your minimum price to have sex with a thumb from Spy Kids?
Oh my
Put up a
god.
picture of a thumb from Spy.
Oh my god.
That what? How much would it take for you to do it, Dylan?
Can this one be posed to the viewers as well?
yeah. Answer
Post in
the
the comments where you fuck thumb.
I mean, do they have any holes? Where
Bro,
are their holes located?
You're getting
You have
thumbed,
to
bro.
go
You're
home.
getting
Getting
thumbed.
thumbed. Oh god. Oh god. That changes everything.
I know Sam didn't specify, so I'm not sure. I think he was he was
the-
talking about it. He
I
said
haven't
that.
seen Spy Kids in a while, but the villain was kind of lonely on that island, right? They have to have some orifice.
I mean, he had all those hands on his face, though.
Oh god, how much? I feel like if I shout out this answer, it's gonna be too low. I don't know.
Just say it. It doesn't. It's a
20
joke question.
25 grand?
Huh? Interesting.
Like, even just 10 grand will take you a long way, but no, I'd say 25. Or 30. And buy myself a car like Tyro. Just pay me in the new Lincoln car. How about that? I'll do it for whatever car you have.
Mine would be 3 million
Oh god.
because
You're
that
asking-
would be
I
the.
feel like I'm lowballing.
I've estimated my perfect price for my dream album to hire all the producers and artists, and it would take around $3 million to do so. So,
That's an investment. If I
yeah.
I respect it.
Well, for one, I'd be putting out an album which would sell and get me money. There would probably be some sort of DJ set tour to go along with it, which would get me money. Merch, which would get me money. And, you know, I would have my dream album.
I
Not to
want to
mention,
change my answer.
not to mention all the, like the traction, and you get people know you, like, hey, this guy just made this sick album, and then that sets you up for future growth.
I was thinking me taking a more DJ Khaled approach to it, though.
Thumb.
I feel you.
What's wrong with you people? Why Jonathan's like, oh, I'm gonna be a cool rock band, and Dylan's like, I'm gonna buy a car. It's a fucking thumb.
Yeah, the question is
What?
about fucking thumbs.
It's about fucking thumb.
But
Yeah,
it's-
that's my price.
You know, but
Oh,
it's
right,
for
gotta
how
have-
much, and
If
I
I'm
guess
gonna
what are you gonna do with the
if I'm
money?
gonna do it, I might as well get something out of it, you know?
Fuck no thumb. It's gonna take all the money in the goddamn worlds, all the euros, all the yen,
What the
all the
fuck?
dollars.
I mean, all that is
all the
worthless,
Canadian
though.
dollars.
It's all just currency.
Money can't buy happiness.
But
Money ain't
Kennedy-
gonna buy a
Kennedy-
thumb in my ass.
Kennedy, sit your brain down. Just listen. If you had all the money in the world, you have none of the money in the world.
Oh, that's
Just think
true,
about
though.
that. Just think about
yo,
that.
that's deep, bro.
Think about inflation.
Okay, I'd probably do it like for $5. Buy a pizza.
Wait,
Caesar.
that's a big 180. That's a big 180.
Went from all the money in the world
God.
to a Subway footlong.
5. $5.
Oh
$5.
god. Yeah,
$5 thumb up your ass.
they haven't done that in forever, man. The $5 footlong.
Whatever
Yeah,
happened to
really did.
Quiznos?
Yo, is Quiznos no longer a thing?
I don't think
No, I think it is. I think it's just like scarce or
Oh,
something.
I love Quiznos.
Like all the Quiznos in my area got replaced with Subway, so
I think Quiznos still exists though. I think I've like heard like people talk about it.
yeah, I don't think I went full Blockbuster.
All right, Robin, stop dodging the question.
You're on to me. You
Get
got
that
me.
sweet, sweet thumb money.
All right, so I've been asked questions similar to this by other friend groups in the past. I've kind of settled that for $1 million, I mean, that would be like I don't think I could say no to pretty much most things like things in that nature. But like for a thumb, I mean, just enough to pay off like I'd say like 300 grand. I think that would be like I would do that like minimum for a thumb.
You guys are crazy.
Yeah, I want to change my answer from 25,000 to 500,000. That way, I
All
can
right.
buy like a $200,000 house in my area, which is a decent sized 2-story house, and have
And it-
300 grand for
Yeah.
vacations and raising a
And be
family.
scarred by the thought they've been fucked by a thumb.
No, hey, you got it all wrong, man. You could be fucking the thumb. You know what I mean?
Well,
Where?
man, we don't know what the thumb looks like
Doesn't
underneath
matter.
their
It doesn't
red
matter, dude.
jumpsuits.
You know.
You drill a hole in its fucking head thumb.
I mean,
Thumbnail.
sex is a lot of different things for a lot of different people. So
You peel back the thumbnail. That's what you do.
All right, we're stopping it there and moving on to our
Thumb
song
job.
recommendations.
thumb job.
All right, I'm gonna start off with my song recommendation. Hopefully, y'all have yours ready for afterwards. I'm gonna go with a new song. Just came out, I think, maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. I forget. But Poya released an album titled 5-5, like spelt out, not just the numbers. And he has a song on there called Void, which has this beautifully sung chorus for this like rough-looking Floridian guy, and Poya's flow is just so like entrancing with how he delivers his lines, and the beat is great, the song is great, and that's probably my favorite song off of this album, which so far is my album of the year. So that's Void by Poya, spelled Pouya. Check it out if y'all like. I think he's classified as horrorcore, but I could be wrong.
What is that?
Horrorcore?
Horrorcore. Is that like Jeff the Killer?
Horrorcore is no. Horrorcore was created by 3-6 Mafia, a Memphis-born group, Tennessee represent, and Juicy J was in it. But horrorcore basically deals with, it's kind of like what Eminem did. It basically deals in more vulgar, kind of murderous lyrics, kind of like Eminem used to do with like he'd kill Kim or whatever.
The fuck? I'm crazy.
Eminem is crazy, but that's basically what horrorcore is. But
I get you.
3-6
kinda
Mafia was they're not the creators, but they're like the pioneers of horrorcore, and they're the best out anywhere with horrorcore still to this day. So anyways, sorry to interrupt you, Dylan. You go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna make a joke saying I thought you said vor at first instead of void, but for me, I actually found this, just dicking around YouTube, and I stumbled upon a React video from the Fine Bros, and
Oh boy,
it was
quality.
adults reacting to modern rock, and there was a band called Greta Van Fleet, and they had a song called Safari Song, and it's very catchy, very cool, and the band is heavily influenced by Led Zeppelin. But here's the thing, I think they sound a little too much like Led Zeppelin, but that's not a bad thing, though. I still think they sound awesome, so I think it's kind of cool how it's like, you listen to Led Zeppelin, and you're like, wow, I wish there was more Led Zeppelin. I listened to it all. Oh, there you got Greta Van Fleet, the next Led Zeppelin. So, their song Safari Song's a good one to get into. It's catchy, it's upbeat, It's just fun to listen to. It's fun music.
Well, I've got a lot of. I've listened to a lot of songs recently, but I'm gonna go with the classic. I'm talking about "Girls Just Wanna Have Fun" by Cyndi Lauper. I talk a lot about like rock and stuff, so I'm trying to diversify. Cyndi Lauper's "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." It kind of seems like an emasculate song, but I fucking love listening to it. It's so like fun. It's so catchy. It gets you like kind of pumped up. It makes you want to dance, and it's like really fun. Whenever I hear it on my phone, whenever I go out for a walk and shuffle, part of me wants to skip it, but another part is like, nah, you gotta listen to fucking Cyndi Lauper's "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." I mean, girls just want to have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Oh my god, you piece of shit! I'm sorry. Fucking Dylan.
Oh, yo.
I'm fucking crying. I'm crying. I can't see my keyboard.
Can you please like put that up in the background? Like
All right, Robin. Say
dude, I can't top that.
Dylan's dying. You gotta have something.
Oh, I am. Yeah.
I'm sweating and I'm crying right now.
Alright, so this is a kind of like a personal and like emotional rap song by one of my favorite artists, 6 Seconds. It's called 3:30 a.m. It's like 6 seconds, but like spelled like VI, like Roman numerals. Really good song. It was on one of the intro to one of the podcasts. I think like the one like 2 episodes
I think
ago.
you recommended this song last time.
No, I recommended the Hold Up,
Oh, okay.
which is great reggae band. But yeah, so that would be my recommendation. 6 Seconds, 3:30 a.m.
All right. Well, that was it. Thanks for joining us once again. Sorry for the delay. Nightwing's been having some issues, but anyways, glad you could join us. Appreciate all the support. This probably won't get many views, but we do appreciate every view, every like, every comment, every question. We love you all, and thanks once again. See you in 2 weeks, hopefully. So bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Alien titties.